Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Visible? Can we start? Okay, let's start then. I hope you remember the previous words which we have discussed in the last two lectures. You remember those words. I hope in the next vocab session maybe I'll put up some words from the previous sessions. So it is important to note down the words which are new to you. If you already know the words, that's good enough. But if you do not know, it's your responsibility to note down the words. Let's start with today's session. First, we always start with synonyms and antonyms. Why? Because there is a purpose, there is a reason behind it. Why? Because here I can give you some new words. New words in the sense, in idioms or in any other topics which we take, new words are rarely seen. The words which we have already seen or already heard, these are the words we see every time. But here I can put up some new words. That is the reason I always take this topic as my first topic, that is synonyms and antonyms. I've already said the approach of how should you go by the questions, such type of questions. Do not read the whole question. Only read the whole question when it is necessary. In this kind of question, what should you do? First thing is antonym of what? Accommodating. That's it. Do not read the whole sentence. Antonym of accommodating. Is it reconciling, strenuous, disobliging, gratifying? Yes, very good evening to all. Sheetal, Jyotu, Nandini, Saloni, Sugandh, Aishwarya, Sita De. Yes, answers for this question. Antonym means the opposite. For that, first you should know the meaning of accommodating. Okay, let's say the meaning of accommodating in simple words, that is cooperative, willing to fit in somewhere. That is the meaning of accommodating. Now can you tell me the opposite of it? Reconciling, strenuous, disobliging, gratifying. I got answer strenuous, disobliging and reconciling. The correct answer is disobliging, means non-cooperative or uncooperative, which is which or who is not cooperative at all. That is disobliging is the correct answer for this. Let's look at other options also, as we always do. Reconciling means putting up a friendly relation with. Putting up with friendly relation. Strenuous means great efforts, which needs great efforts. Gratifying is something related to pleasure. Correct. Reconciling, we have already discussed this word. Reconciling, the word of reconcile, we have already discussed in the previous session. Reconciling, so I won't write that. It's your responsibility to remember. Strenuous and gratifying. Next one, synonym of tranquil. Synonym of tranquil. First, you should know the meaning of tranquil. Then you can look at the options: anxious, dilemma, fierce, peaceful. If you know the meaning of the word, tranquil is a positive word which means calm and peaceful. My answer is peaceful. Otherwise, you know the meaning of the word tranquil, it is a positive word. It is a positive word. Anxious is a negative word. Dilemma is a negative word. Fierce is a negative word. The only positive word in the option is peaceful, and synonym is asked. That is why my answer is option D, peaceful. Tranquility, you may have heard, peace and tranquility. Tranquility means calm. Next one, antonym of hostile. Antonym of hostile. Opposite of hostile. The simple meaning is unfriendly. Simple meaning. What would be the opposite of it? Hospitable, bitter, nasty, aggressive. Here also hostile is a negative word. Bitter, nasty, aggressive. All three are negative words. Antonym is asked. The only positive word in the option is hospitable, and that is my answer. Aggressive in simple words, I will say is angry. Bitter also means angry. Nasty means very bad or unpleasant, I can say. So all three words are negative. The given word is also negative. Antonym is asked, so my answer should be positive. The only positive word in the option is hospitable, which means friendly or welcoming. Yes, option A, hospitable, is a correct answer. Again, I'm telling you, if the words are new to you, please note it down. Please note it down. It is for your benefit. Next one. Simple one. Underline meaning. That means in this place, what can I replace it with? A piece of land with lots of houses. What do you mean by orchard? A collection of farmlands, a collection of apartments, a piece of enclosed land with fruit trees. Simple one. Heard of it? All these questions are previous year questions taken from some or the other previous year papers. Don't consider it as I'm taking from my own, I'm putting it easy ones. Don't think that way. It is from one of the previous paper. If you find it easy, you can imagine the level of the paper. If you find the word difficult, there also you can imagine the level of the paper. Yes, the answer is option D. Orchard means a piece of enclosed land with fruit trees. There is nothing to explain. The whole explanation is written there. Next one, antonym of imminent. Antonym, opposite of imminent. Imminent, simple meaning will be about to happen. Something is about to happen. Something is imminent. That means something is about to happen. What will be the opposite of it? Near, unstoppable, distant, impending. Impending will be the synonym of it. That means it has the same meaning, which means about to happen. That would be the synonym, but asked is antonym. That is why my answer will be option number C, distant. Distant, it can have relation with time as well as place also. Distant means far away in terms of place or time. In this case, I'll consider in case of time. My answer is 5, C, correct answer. Impending will be the synonym of it. Next one, synonym of escapade. Escapade. Abraham narrated Reshma his last escapade in a dramatic way. In simple words, an act involving daring and excitement. Same meaning is asked. That means, should it be exertion, ordeal, adventure, escape? Exertion. Just now we have discussed one word, that is strenuous, which requires lot of effort. That is the meaning of exertion. That is not my answer. Synonym is asked. My answer is C. Correct answer is option C, adventure. Daring, excitement, adventure. Correct? Next one. Antonym of copious. Copious. The answer is, the meaning of this will be in abundance, something in abundance. So the appropriate antonym will be galore, enough, unsparing, meager. Galore also means abundant. That means in abundance. That will be the synonym of this. Antonym is asked. Unsparing, not sparing, or I can say merciless. Enough you already know. My answer is meager. That is inadequate. Meager means inadequate. That would be the antonym of copious. I left out one word. That is ordeal. Correct? Unpleasant. Unpleasant situation. Great. Thank you for reminding me. Next one. Brazen. The synonym of brazen. Modest, shy, unashamed, ashamed. In these type of questions, if you do not know, suppose you do not know the meaning of the word, look at the options. Modest means humble. Shy means you know what it is. Ashamed means also the same. So these three can be considered under one category. One you can put it aside or put it differently, that is unashamed, and that is my answer. You can do this if you do not know the meaning of the word. Brazen actually means bold and unashamed. Bold in a bold way. So brazen means bold. The synonym for it will be unashamed. Yes, 8C is in the correct answer. Next one. Antonym Antonym for apprehension. For this also, do not read the sentence, look at the 4 options and you have to answer. For that, you should know the meaning of the word apprehension. Apprehension means anxiety of something bad. That means a fear or anxiety that something bad is going to happen. That is what you mean by apprehension. What will be the antonym for it? Should it be before? Excitement, fears, situation. Anxiety, the exact opposite will be excitement. Correct? Peers means friends. I hope you know that. You may have heard of the term peer pressure. Peer pressure, friends pressure. Next one. Synonym of the underlined word, synonym of defunct. Synonym of defunct. Defunct, the meaning of this is written in the word itself, defunctioning. Defunct, the meaning is defunctioning. What could be the synonym of it? Obsolete, ancient, contemporary, prominent. Correct. Obsolete is the correct answer. 10. Option A is the correct answer. Obsolete means outdated or not in use at a particular time. That is what you mean by obsolete. The correct synonym is obsolete. Other options, I hope it's easy. Ancient means old. Contemporary means living at the same time. Living at the same time. Prominent means important, very important. Yes, 10, correct is A. Next one, homonym is asked. Homonym, you can read all these words, it would sound somewhat same. So these are called homonyms. The chef's culinary creations were infused with a distinctive dash that set them apart from typical restaurant fare. What should you fill in the blank? Which flair? Flair, fare, flare, flare. You should know the meaning or the difference between these words. Let's put down the meaning. Blaze, this flare means blaze, or burning with intensity, sudden burn with intensity. That is what you mean by the first flare. Fare, you know what it is. There is no such word as flare. This is just for your confusion. This flare means style. Now can you tell me which is the word that should fit in the blank? The chef's culinary creations were infused with a distinctive dash that set them apart from typical restaurant fare. Correct. Option D is the correct answer, flair. Yes, this question can be considered in commonly confusing words also. This particular question can be considered in commonly confusing words. These words are called commonly confusing. Last question in this topic. He was convicted of assaulting a police officer, but he got off with a dash sentence. The word there should be light, but light means what? Any device serving as a source of illumination, not serious or profound, the energy from the sun, lightly with few burdens. Which should be the exact answer? This also will be called homonym. Why? Because all these words sound the same. The meanings are different, but the sound is the same. For 12, what do you feel? Correct. B is the correct answer for question number 12. Not serious or profound is a correct answer. I don't think I need to explain anything in this question. Moving to the next topic, that is one word substitution. a sentence, we have to substitute a whole sentence into one word. I'll be doing only 5 questions. Why? Because one word substitution is not seen in banking as well as insurance exams. It is only seen in SSC and other exams, other government exams. So only 5 questions will be seen from one word substitution. All topics which I take, for example, in this class only we will take word usage. Word usage is not seen in SSC exams. It is seen in banking exams. So there also we will do only 5 questions. Whichever topic is there in both the exams, we will do 10 questions of each topic. That is how I have planned. So let's continue with one word substitution. My sentence is a person who has features of extrovert and introvert. Introvert means shy person and extrovert is the opposite. That means open person, I can say, who has a quality of openness, who is not shy at all. The person who has both the quality will be called what? Stoic, ambivert, ambiguous, dual. For question number 1, what it should be correct, you can get a hint from here. It is extrovert, introvert, ambivert. That means that is my answer. Ambivert is a correct answer. Let's look at other options also. Stoic means what? It is a long sentence, so I'll just explain. Stoic means who endures pain or hardships without showing others. That means without showing anything to others, they endure every pain and hardship. That is what stoic means. Ambiguous means open to debate. That means something, I have to take a decision, but I'm not clear. Unclear, I can say. That is what you mean by ambiguous. Dual, you know, it is something related to two. Stoic, I've already explained. Next one, the doctor who treats bone problems. Obstetrician, gynecologist, orthopedist, physiotherapist. Bone problems. C is the correct answer for question number 2, orthopedist. That is a doctor who looks after bone problems. Other options, gynecologist, you know, who looks after diseases related to women or girls, especially when it is related to reproductive system. That is what you mean by gynecologist. Difference between gynecologist and obstetrician. Obstetrician is a doctor which looks after pregnant women. Pregnancy, after postpartum, these are all related to obstetrician. Physiotherapist, you may have heard of this term. That is, this is related to impairment related to bodily movement. Impairment related to bodily movement. That is what physiotherapists do. 2C is the correct answer. Next one, a person who lives a secluded or solitary life, often for religious reason. Secluded, solitary means alone, who is distant from others. What is that person called? Especially for religious reasons. Extrovert, chauvinist, monk, hypochondriac. Chauvinist, you may have heard of the term. Extrovert, we already explained. Chauvinist means, you may have heard that a person who is extreme support for one's cause. I'm supporting a cause and I'm extremely supporting that cause. That will be called chauvinist. That person will be called chauvinist, who is showing that extreme support. chauvinist. My correct answer is monk. Yes, C is the correct answer for question number 3, monk. Hypochondriac means who is abnormally about health, who is abnormal about health. That means he's concerned abnormally about health, very much. All are concerned about health, but some people are abnormally conscious about their health. Those will be called hypochondriac. Next one, a life history of a person written by himself. Is it biography or autobiography? That is only confusion. Epic means a long poem. That is not my answer. Story also, you know what it is. A life history of a person written by himself. What it should be, biography or autobiography? Correct answer is autobiography. Written by himself, it will be called autobiography. Or a life history of a person written by some other person will be called biography. Yes. Last question for this topic. One who is bad in handwriting or spelling. Cartographer, cacographer, chauffeur, calligrapher. Calligraphy, you may have heard of the term calligraphy. One who is good in handwriting and spellings, those will be called calligrapher. That means the exactly opposite of it. So this is not my answer. 3 option remains: cartographer, cacographer, chauffeur. One who is bad is asked. Note the question. Yes, Sheetal, Shiv, you all are correct. Cacographer is the right answer. Cacographer is the correct answer. Cartographer means who produces maps. Chauffeur, in simple words, will be a driver. Correct? Cartographer, chauffeur. I hope it is clear. Next is word replacement, or in simple words, in modern English, it is called word swap. Word swap. Let's look at the questions. Banking level questions. Word replacement is not seen in SSC exams. It is seen in banking and insurance. So only 5 questions related to banking. You know what you have to do? 4 words are given. You have to interchange if it is required. If not, the answer will be no correction required. For that, you have to read the sentence. Financial inclusion is a relatively new dynamic concept in India that aims to change the socio-economic by providing financial services at afford cost to the underprivileged who might not otherwise be aware of or able to affordable these services. By reading, we understood that this is not my answer. The written sentence is incorrect. I will have to replace something. How I came to know afford cost, able to affordable these prices, that is affordable these services, which does not fit. To should be followed by V1, that is first form of the verb. I can see afford here. That means C and D should be interchanged. If I look at the options, I can see in only one option C and D, and that is my answer. After doing so, if you have time in the exam, you are required to read the sentence once again by changing the words. That means A and B is interchanged, C and D is interchanged. So the correct sentence will be, financial inclusion is a relatively new economic concept in India that aims to change the socio-dynamic by providing financial services at affordable cost to the underprivileged who might not otherwise be aware of or able to afford these services. This will be the correct sentence. In exam, if you have time, you have to read the sentence once again to be sure. Next question. The business correspondents shall be carrying handheld terminals like tablets. thermal with portable biometric scanner, smart card swipe machines, as well as coupled Bluetooth printers for carrying out their online banking activities on the field. What do you feel? Something is wrong here. As well as coupled Bluetooth printers, does it make any sense? That means something has to be changed with D. But in the option if I see, all 4 options has D with it. This is not my answer. I got to know why, because this word is not fitting here. Which will be the correct answer? Which word should be replaced? Simply look like this. Can it be handheld Bluetooth printers, thermal Bluetooth printers, biometric Bluetooth printers? Which can it be? Simply think that way. B with D, that is correct. Option number D is correct. Option number D is correct in question number 2. That means thermal should be replaced with coupled. That means replacement should take place between B and D. The correct statement will be the business correspondent shall be carrying handheld terminals like tablets coupled with portable biometric scanner, smart card swipe machine, as well as thermal Bluetooth printers for carrying out their online banking activities on the field. Next question. If governments are commit about, just the first one is incorrect. First one is incorrect. By just reading the, starting to read the sentence, I understood. If governments are commit about, this is not the form which is grammatically incorrect. That means A should be replaced with something. About universal health coverage, they must serious to building. A with C, does it make sense? If governments are serious about universal health coverage, they must commit to building and funding comprehensive healthcare systems. That's absolutely correct. A with C, that is the only replacement required. Question number 3, option C is the correct answer. Are you able to do it? All those who are watching me, are you able to do these questions? I know, because most of the students attending live session now, I know you all are preparing for banking or the insurance exams. So this is a topic seen only in banking and insurance exams. So please try to solve these questions, and the time which I am taking is more if I compare it with the exam time. You should do it more quickly. How do you do it? With practice. That is the only solution. I can see only 1 or 2 people answering for these questions. I know you're taking time. Not a problem, because it's your first time. Not a problem. But as time goes, your speed should increase. Next is, Russia had occupied and annexed Crimea, backed and recognized 2 breakaway regions in the eastern Donbas region, and was conducting a thinly disguised operation to carve off Ukraine's southern regions for incorporation into a new Russia. Annexed means add, extra, in simple terms. Very time consuming. I knew it, because I can see the frequency of answers. In synonyms or antonyms, or the second topic which we took, one word substitution, the frequency of answers was more. But in this, I am seeing only 2 or 3 people answering. So I can understand. What is the answer for question number 4? If the written sentence is correct in itself, you need not change anything. That also you have to remember. The answer for this question is option E, no correction required. That means the written sentence is perfect. There is no error. You do not have to replace it with anything. Yes, Sheetal, perfect. Last question for this type. Last question for this type, I want you all to answer. Allowing people to relaxing, same thing, to should be followed by first form of the verb. Ing is not the first form, it is a fourth form. That means this is incorrect. When I look at other options, I see only one V1, that is first form of the verb. That means I think I should replace A with B. Allowing people to create simple, no frills, current and savings accounts, relaxing KYC norms and directly crediting social benefits to account owners will bolster an inclusive approach. Correct? A and B, where can I see that? That is my answer. 5B. Yes, A with B, that is correct. Let's move to the next topic. Next topic is phrasal verb, the most confusing one. Phrasal verbs. What is phrasal verb? It is preposition plus verbs. Phrasal verbs means preposition plus verbs, but when it gives different meaning. You will get to see the examples, but what do you mean by that? You should know. Phrasal verbs means preposition plus verbs, but when it gives different meaning. For example, if I say a simple one, if I say this, we usually say this, or maybe we have heard of this more often. So, shut means what? Shut means the actual meaning of shut is what? To close. And up means what? You know what it is. But when we say this together, this is nothing but what? Preposition plus verbs. This is preposition plus verbs. So when we say this together, it gives some different meaning. Shut up means what? When we say to someone, shut up means to close their mouth, to keep quiet. So when I use these together, it gives some different meaning. This will be called phrasal verbs. Preposition plus verbs, when it gives different meaning, it is called phrasal verbs. Let's look at the examples. How does question come from this topic? This is also I can say banking level question. It is seen in SSC also, but rarely. In Castletown, Rose met the doctor who wanted to know if Freddie was managing to keep off her ankle. Keep off is the boldened one. That means this is my phrasal verb. Keep off actually mean to prevent or to stop. But here in this question there is a twist. This is not only a phrasal verb, but also if you see, keep off the ankle. Keep off the ankle is a phrase in itself. Keep off the ankle is a phrase in itself, means what it means is when someone's ankle is injured, so we say that do not take much strain to that ankle. So this phrase is used, keep off the ankle means you should keep off the ankle. That means you should not put much effort on the ankle. You should give rest to the ankle. That is what you mean by this phrase. So this question has a twist, phrasal verb plus it is a phrase in itself. Keep off the ankle is a phrase in itself, which means to relax your ankle, to do not give much strain to your ankle. That is what you mean by this phrase. So, in this case, you will have to mark the option as option E. Why? Because the written statement is correct. There is no correction required. That is why option E is the correct answer for question number 1. to keep off, there is no such phrasal verb as such. It is just for your confusion. Keep off, this is the correct phrasal verb. Next is keep away, means not going near. If I'm not going near to someone, I can use this phrasal verb. I keep away from that person. That means I'm not going near to that person. Correct? Keep away is done. Keep out means to stay outside. That means another meaning I can say is to not enter a place. Not to enter a place. There is why there is where you can use this phrasal verb keep out. Keep up with. This is often asked. I've seen it many a times. Keep up with. That means being in the same pace. For example, when I am in a race with someone, I'm in a competition with someone, I can use this phrasal verb, keep up with. If I'm keeping up with that person, that means I'm in pace with that person. I'm in line with that person. So all the phrasal verbs are clear. You can see all this. In this, you can see verb as well as preposition. But it is giving some other meaning. So these are called phrasal verbs. Let's look at more examples. Don't give it into despair just because you didn't get into the college that was at the top of your wish list. I'll give you a hint. Give it into is incorrect. That means the written statement is incorrect. There is no such phrasal term also, phrasal verb also. The written phrase is incorrect. Which one will be the correct one? Give yourself up. That is nothing but give up. Give up, you know. Accept or admit defeat. Next is give off. And this is also the same, give up. And last is give in. What should it be? What do you feel? With question number, if you're answering, please answer with question number so I can understand. Give off means produce light, heat, anything it can be. Give off, giving off light. The correct answer is, you know, nothing fits in the statement. So the answer should be give into. Option number D is the correct answer for question number 2. Give yourself up. Do not get confused by the terms they are adding in. This yourself, this in is an extra part. Give up is the actual phrasal verb. Give up means what? Accept defeat. But give in means what? Give in means what? Agree. To agree to something after refusing at first. After refusing at first. Now you can get to the answer. Question number 2, option D is the correct answer. This also you can read it as give up. Second one is give off. Third one is give in. Next one. It was dominated by Franklin Roosevelt, the cunning, determined, good-natured president, called forth by the crisis of the Depression. This is something related to preposition here. I'll give you a hint. The written sentence or the written preposition is incorrect. First is call forth, which I can see in the option. Next is call upon. And the third one is call out. That's it. come in action, come into force. You can say that call forth. Call forth means cause something to come in action, come in force. Call upon, call out. I can say it can be somewhat related when we are calling, yes, when we are calling someone for help in case of emergency. This will be in case of emergency. In case of emergency, if we are asking for help, I hope you'll understand. If you are calling out for help in case of emergency, you can use this phrasal verb call out. Call upon, actually, it can be used in different scenarios also. You may have heard, I call upon Mr. So-and-so. That means if I'm formally inviting someone for a speech, there also I can use this phrasal verb call upon. A single verb, one more thing, a single phrasal verb can have different meanings also. Not necessary that a single phrasal verb has only one meaning. It can have different meanings also. Yes, moving to the next one. Shah Rukh Khan has expressed his disappointment for being detained by US authorities at Los Angeles International Airport. Here also I think, yes, this is something related to grammar. Grammatically you should know something related to pronoun. Sorry, preposition, not pronoun, preposition. For being detained by, at being detained by, for detaining by, because of detaining by, owing to be detained by. Here also the hint is written sentence is incorrect. Written phrase is incorrect. What should I replace it with? Correct. 4A is correct. At being detained, expressed his disappointment at being. If you read the statement also grammatically, the only option that makes sense in the statement is option A. That is why my answer is option A. And the last question for this particular topic. The teacher asked the pupils to get going at some work quietly as she had to leave the classroom. Get even with, get hold of, get on with, get wind of. Answers please for the last question. Get hold of, okay. Any other answers? Yes, who's that? Varsha. Your answer is correct. Option C, get on with. That means continue with something. After an interruption, if I'm saying get on with something, that means continue doing it. Get even with means taking revenge. Get hold of, to obtain, to get hold of, yes, to obtain something. Get wind of, to know about a secret. Correct? Last topic for today, that is word usage, mostly seen in banking exams. Word usage means a single word will be given. For example, a single word will be given and two to three sentences will be given. Which sentence will have the correct meaning? You have to find out. They find it difficult to discount the smashing victory he finally attained in Tunisia. You will have to discount for the disappearance of the money. They usually give you a discount if you buy multiple copies. By reading, you understood that this is correctly used. Discount, here it means reduction in price. This we have often heard. So I know C is correct one. C is correct one. Option remains is A and C or only C. That means by the options I can understand B is my wrong statement. What about the first one? Is it correct or only the C one? What if the word discount has some other meaning? What if the word discount has some other meaning other than this? Reduction in price is just one meaning. What if it has some other meaning? Read once more and try to answer. Now try to read the statement. Try to read the statement. Yes, option number D is the correct option for this question. The word discount has some other meaning also other than this. We have heard this more often. So usually what people do is they go for option E, that is the incorrect answer. Yes. The next one, object is a word. Object also has different meanings. Let's look at the sentence. The thought of working nights fills me with object horror. Second, the object of the game is to improve children's math skills. Object here means goal. Next is working people everywhere, object to paying taxes. Here object means oppose. That means second and third is correct. Can I see anywhere B and C? Yes. First one is obviously wrong. Actually, the word here, it should have been abject. Abject means experiencing to a maximum degree, I can say. Experiencing at a maximum degree. That is what you mean by abject. The correct word there should have been abject, not object. Next one, desert. Easiest one. They rejoined the group as Sarah passed out dessert and coffee. Here the confusion comes between desert and the written word desert. Both words are correct, but there is a difference. Desert means an arid place. Here the desert means a sweet dish. So in the first case, the written spelling is incorrect. That is why I will have to cancel out the first option. Second, the geological prospecting team ranged over the desert in search of valuable deposits of oil. Arid region it is talking about, and the spelling is correct. His life in the regiment has been such a hell that he decided to desert. Desert means to leave also. Desert means to quit, I can say. To quit without permission. So in that case, second and third will be considered correct. B and C. Option D, yes. Both B and C will be considered correct. There were only 3 questions in this set, so I've kept only 3. Total we have done 30 questions today. My target is 30. We are learning less words, maybe. Some may feel that, because actually my first target was 50 words or 50 questions in one go. But that is not possible. And I got a suggestion also that 1 hour class is more than enough. Is more than enough. That is where people will get engaged. If more time is taken, people will find it boring. So that's it for today. This session will continue every Tuesday. Those who are there in this session, please remember that you have to join every Tuesday to improve your vocabulary. And if you have learned some new words, please comment in the session that yes, I've learned. Yes, at least a yes. If I get a relief that I'm bringing up some new words. If you have learned something new, can I get a yes from your side? And please like the session. If you like the session, please like the session as well. Please comment so that we can end the session. If yes, if you have learned, then type in yes. If no, you found all words familiar, you can type in a no also, not a problem. Yes, you found it helpful. And one more question is, are you noting down the words which I'm telling you, which you find it new? Are you noting down those words? That is also important, because someday we will practice or we will revise the previous words also. So then you'll find it more helpful. Once you do the vocabulary, it's not to forget. You have to remember it lifetime. At least not lifetime, at least till your exam. Okay, so that's it for the day. SBI JA exam, yes, I know that. JA is nothing but clerk level exam. This all will be helpful in all exams. I'm keeping in mind all the kinds of exams. And vocab is such a topic, such a section, I can say, that is useful in all the exams. You cannot leave out any of the exams. Please like the session, and then we can leave. Great, then we'll meet next Tuesday with the same session, with other topics, with other words. Test pass is not visible. Sheetal, your problem is not yet solved. Okay, I'll raise your query then. I'll raise your query. You're not getting help. Why? Because today the person is not available. The person on call is not available today. That is why maybe you're not getting the response. Yes, I'll tell them to raise a query in your case. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next session.